Hello everyone, it is me, Riff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault, and today we have a monster review. And today we're going to be talking about MANES. Now, MANES are a type of demon. They're the lowest level type of demon. And in line with what we've been doing for turnable undead creatures, as shown in the original monster manual for use with Dungeons & Dragons and Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, or 1E, the MANES is one of the creatures that is not a straight-up undead, is either a demon or devil, that can be turned by a cleric. The lower level ones are still very difficult for a cleric to turn. Now, the MANES is a rare creature in terms of being seen on the prime material plane. They can only exist on the prime material plane for one day, and they're sent there in service of one of the princes or lords of the demons. Now, a MANES typically inhabits one of the 666 planes where the dead first arrive and are converted into MANES. They're very evil. The most evil ones live in Gehenna, and they are pretty much the vision of demons dancing in the flames and so forth. That's what MANES do. Now, they don't have any special attacks. It's 1 to 2, 1 to 2, or 1 to 4. So 1 to 2 for each of the claws, and 1 to 4 for the actual bite. They're only armor class 7. And they only have 1 hit die. So if you kill them, they dissipate and go back to their home plane. That's very common for demons and very similar for devils as well. Like I said, they're not the most powerful ones out there. The only special defense they have is that they must be struck with a +1 weapon or better. And of course, like many of the undead, sleep, cold, charm, things like that are spells that will not work on them at all. Otherwise, no special magical resistance. And frankly, that's rare in and of itself. Most demons and devils do have a fairly substantial magical resistance, so casting spells can often be difficult, but not in the case of MANES. Just need to have a +1 weapon or better to hit. Those that come to the prime material plane, like I said, come in the service of one of the greater demons. And as a result, they can only stay 1 day. And, if you're doing it as a wandering, I think it's 4 to 16. I mean, these are very low level. They really don't take very much to get rid of, but they are still a demon. So when you kill them, they, like I said, are going to dissipate back to their home plane. If you are running into MANES, you are probably close to the presence of something that's of greater evil that is controlling those MANES. In talking to the greater HornhelmClan about MANES, it's a very mixed bag. Most of the time when you run into MANES, you have to be running an adventure that is extraplanular, if you will. You're going to be going to specific planes that the demons inhabit or the devils inhabit, because that's where you're most likely to run into these. Most of these are very, very rare on the prime material plane. So from an interaction standpoint, in talking to the HornhelmClan, the dungeon masters I spoke to said that, they considered MANES to be, a 1 in terms of their difficulty. But they were so rare that everybody had had very limited experience in dealing with them, because most adventures for the group as a whole have been set on the prime material plane. Now, there was a couple of DMs that I spoke to who have run specific scenarios. At least a part of the scenario was directly in a plane where these existed. And they said their only real danger is swarming. They'll attack anything that's non-demon. So if you're trying to avoid an attack, the only way you can do that is, I guess, by pretending to be a demon. Other than that, they're going to swarm all over you, and in their main environment, they exist in the thousands upon thousands upon thousands. So They can be dangerous there. But individually, no, a 1 at best. In talking to the players, they felt pretty much the same thing. If they had run into them in a small group, yeah, a 1. If they ran into them in a large group, it was run like hell because there was no way to be able to handle the volume of creatures that were there. But really, across the board, a 1. So this is a very low-level demon, and as such can be turned. But the weird thing about it is creatures like this turn at a similar level to high-level undead. So turning is not always the easiest alternative for these, but fortunately in this case, dealing with them from a physical standpoint is fairly straightforward. I guess unless you don't have any plussed weapons. But if that's the case, run. So that's the mains, my friends. If that's something you found interesting, amusing, entertaining, please be so kind as to give us a like. Consider subscribing. Share with your friends. Comment. All that stuff is good. But most of all, come back and see us again real soon. We very much appreciate your kind support. Take care, everyone. And remember, dwarves rock!